Well, howdy there in YouTube land. This is Stewie MTG with another deck for you today. Today I've got Ruric Thar the Unbowed. He is a 6 mana 6/6 with Vigilance and Reach. It attacks each turn if able, but also whenever a player plays a non-creature spell, Ruric Thar deals 6 damage to that player. So when looking at this, it struck me to just do Creature Tribal. There's not a single non-creature permanent besides lands in the deck, and so I had to have creatures that came into battle ETB and LTB effects when coming into play. So that got me started. Well, since Ruric Thar really wants creatures, we're going to need a lot of creature-based ramp, especially because I want to play some big fat fatties in this deck. So in the realm of ramp, we have, in converted mana cost, we've got Birds of Paradise. I don't know why it's doing that. Orcish Lumberjack. Sakura Tribuilder. Elysian Caryatid. Humble Naturalist. Gatecreeper Vine. Goblin Archaeomancer. Zerta Druid. Yamavaya Elder. Courser of Krufix. Yamavaya Dryad. Get in there. Rosethorn Acolyte. Dryad of the Elysian Grove in this nice altar. Fertilid. Karametra's Acolyte. Leafkin Avenger, and to top out the mana curve on this one, we've got Nyxbloom Ancient. But now that we have all this mana, you're probably saying, okay, Chris, what are you going to do with all that mana? Well, there's a couple things we want to do when playing this type of a deck. Number one, I wanted a kind of a sub-theme. And hopefully you guys can see this mini sub-theme here with this next section of cards. We've got Rogok, Rada, Hair to Keld, Azusa Lost But Seeking, Galandra, Caller of Wildwood, Grumgully the Generous, Grand Warlord Rada. And if you haven't figured out the sub-theme yet, it should be apparent with Kavori, God of Kinship. It is a legendary creature sub-theme. Hopefully we have enough in play to trip Kavori. If not, if our commander's not out, I'll play the other side. We've got Alina, and to round out our legendaries, we actually have Akhan's Run. With that, to make sure that these creatures come out and tapped and attacking, we see that that's exactly what our commander wants us to do. So we have Frenzied Shield Brute to help us enable that. Get Anger in our graveyard to enable some hastiness, and Cyclops of Eternal Fury to enable to make sure we're getting damage through, the creatures aren't just getting ignored. We've got Roughshod Mentor, Nylea's Forerunner, and Archetype of Aggression. As we move on with our creatures, we have some creature-based destruction in the form of Masked Vandal, Revelers, Sunder Shaman, Wild Celebrants, Acidic Slime, and Big Baddie Terastodon. We got some creatures that can help us deal some direct damage, either to creatures or to players, in Bone Crusher Giant, Flame Tongue Kavu, and with all that extra mana running around, Cinder Elemental could be a wink on. Now, as far as card draw, plus some other effects, we've got Humble Defector, Wall of Blossoms, Carven Caryatid. Keeps moving on me. Llanowar Visionary, Eternal Witness, Mavlongi, I don't even know how to pronounce that. If you guys know how to pronounce that first one, can you make a comment down below? I've always wondered how to actually pronounce that. The Beast Tracker, we've got Loaming Shaman, Skullwinder, Timeless Witness, and a tutor effect in Magus of the Order. And last but not least, in our stack of creatures, we've got, you know, some big guys that we want to play, and some just fun cards that I wanted to include in Groll. We've got Ruric Sword, Rampaging Baloths, Seedborn Muse, needed some flying and Harbinger of the Hunt. Also a Lord effect in Paragon of the Eternal Wilds. Got Vexing Devil. It wouldn't be Groll without a Curd Ape now, would it? I couldn't find my revised Curd Ape, so this one will go in there just fine. With all these comes into play shenanigans. Horned Kavu works great to help bounce them back to our hands, be able to replay them and get value. Rampart Smasher, that is a card I've got it kind of an open slot for. You know, a 4-mana 5/5 ain't bad, but there's probably better options. Baloth Woodcrusher for a big guy. We got this special, you know, one talking about nostalgia, Urnum Djinn. And as a win con in our creature department, we've got the Overrun on a Stick, or it's more of the Overwhelm on the Stick, Enraze Forerunners. With that, we'll take a look at some of our non-basic lands, as if these cards can ever come out. As you know, in other words, to be able to play these big fat fatties, and of course the cards have stuck at the bottom. There it goes, of the case. I'll switch this around actually a little bit. Should have done this earlier, but didn't. You know what, that's okay. Live video, right? I'm not going to edit this out. For our mana, we have got, to create both colors, since we're playing all creatures, Ancient Ziggurat. Oh, it fits so much better. Hopefully you guys are having a fun time, enjoying building decks. We've got Knotfold Slumber Mound, Slagwood's Bridge, Highland Forest, Shivan Oasis, Timber Gorge, Kazandu Refuge, Rugged Highlands, Temple of Abandon, a foily Groll Gilgate, Groll Turf, and now some of the monocolored lands. We've got Ornreath the Vastwood to pump up our creatures, Mosswort Bridge, because who doesn't like getting something for free? Tranquil Thicket for the first part of our cycling lands, Teetering Peaks to buff them up, Smoldering Spires, Forgotten Cave, Desert of the Fervent, and for our non-colored lands, we've got an Evolving Wilds to help ramp, Myriad Landscape, and last but not least, this wouldn't be a smash 'em kind of deck without a Rogue's Passage. With that, this has been Ruric Thar the Unbowed. Stay tuned, as coming up we've got my Treefolk deck, Goblin deck, and a mystery deck in a box. Well, thanks for tuning in to Stewie MTG, and I will catch you guys later.